Going live here. This is Hannibal from the HannibalTV.com with a daily wrestling news update for you, November 28, 2019. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends out there. Lots of news today. WWE's Backstage Show did not have CM Punk on it this week. They were down nearly 60,000 viewers to 121,000. And a 0.05 rating. Triple H was featured on the show and heavily advertised for it. It's unknown what kind of difference Punk would have made, really, because obviously he had 180,000 last week. It was his advertised debut on the show. Prior to that, the first week, I think only had about 49,000, and then the week that Punk did the surprise, it was 80,000. So I guess we'll see in the coming weeks what kind of ratings this Backstage Show gets, if it's going to continue to drop or what's going to happen. As far as the Mauro Ranallo, Corey Graves situation, Mauro did not appear on NXT last night due to that situation, but Graves has now apologized. He apologized days later, so how sincere must that apology be? He claimed that he's just trying to create some controversy, but again, what could that possibly build to? Mauro does not wrestle. He's very successful. He's also a top boxing commentator. He doesn't need to be getting in the ring anytime soon. He's a commentator, that's it. So I don't know anything about Corey Graves. This is actually, maybe he did some good for himself, because I actually read who he was, because I didn't know his name before this. In other news, superstar Billy Graham has been in contact with me lately, because I had sent him that little bit insulting Ryback message, and he's not even going to formally answer that, and we're just going to call it over on that whole situation. It's not worth our time giving that guy any publicity. As far as superstar Billy Graham's health, he has informed me that, of course, he still needs medical help. Of course, his GoFundMe, I'll put in the link of this description. And he is also on Facebook if you want updates with him, Billy Graham. But unfortunately, he told me that after his heart attack recently, his heart is just basically now going to be on a slow and steady decline as far as its ability to pump hard enough to keep him alive. So this is a lifetime deal. It's not really a situation that's going to go away. So I am sorry to hear that. He is a fighter, and obviously superstar Billy Graham, by far one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Probably one of the most copied wrestlers of all time as well, and a great human being. So that's the news on him. Unfortunately, I'll keep you updated as he gives me updates. Finally, the 519313 says, yes, my first live stream, so I'll give him a shout out. Big 21 says, Corey wants to be CM Punk, literally. Chad Thomas, why does WWE still give out scripts? Well, because most of their wrestlers aren't even wrestlers. I understand how some wrestlers, like a Chris Jericho or a CM Punk or a Ric Flair, don't need scripts, but they have a lot of guys like amateur wrestlers and football players that they've signed, or even boxers and MMA fighters that don't know how to come up with their own dialogue. So they do need scripts in some cases, but it's overly produced now for sure. But also, you don't have the characters as you did in the old days. I heard it actually on Wrestling Observer Radio. Today, if they had like a Mean Gene announcer, he would overshadow the wrestlers of today. In most cases, I agree with that. Whereas in the old days, the wrestlers were such characters, you almost didn't even notice how great Mean Gene Okerlund was. Which, by the way, there's a couple of interviews of Mean Gene on this channel. And finally, I just wondering what your opinion is, guys. I really want to know this. Lanny Poffo, I didn't have any interaction with him this weekend at the Icons of Wrestling convention, but I did notice he's actually walking around wearing Macho Man's Hall of Fame ring. Just wondering what everyone's opinion is on that Lanny Poffo walks around wearing Macho Man's ring. Super Crazy says, I love your shit, man. Watch your videos all day at work. The Orange Cassidy interview was classic. Thank you. I'm going to say goodnight on that. Oh, by the way, the Sandman interview is posted at my patreon.com/thehannibaltv website for my Patreons, ad-free. I did post one clip of it today with him talking about Nancy Benoit. There'll be more clips in the coming days. I'm halfway through editing this Billy Jack Haynes interview, so that one will be the next to come out. So talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.